In the back of the exhibit hall for the World Orchid Conference is the Native Orchid Exhibition. So this exhibit was still being set up on Judging Day, so this is the first time that I've seen it. Okay, that arch for the Circle of Life theme, it has some Arundina here beside these Phalaenopsis. And I think some Sidiums. So clearly this is an education exhibit. They're going to tell you the parts of an orchid. There's some more Arundina here. And they've interspersed in some bamboo. So they've shipped in bamboo. Down below, something we'd never be able to do in the States is look at all these Asian Cymbidiums. I would assume this is Sinense since they're all in bloom. And they clearly recently watered here. Look at, they're all wet. Look at the variegation. All right, they've hung some orchids, mounts on this middle display right here. There's a Leparis right here. This is a Clystroma. There's a Gastrochylis. These around the edge are Oberonias. Not sure what this is because I can't see a tag on it. So right here in the middle is Pleione, probably Pleione formosanum. That's what they look like. All right, right here are some bulby looking orchids that look like Cypripediums. Yeah.
It's Hayata.
I'm not quite sure what kind of, if these are Cypripediums and what kind they are. This exhibit has a Find Your Orchids by Month part. So they have like January, what looks like a Cymbidium of some kind. February, some kind of Vanda. March looks like Phalaenopsis, probably Aphrodite. April is Pleione formosanum, which is my birthday month and my sister's birthday month. May is this Cypripedium looking like thing with the big pouch. June looks like a Blatia. This must be the month that these things bloom. Let's see, July, I don't recognize July. August is an Arundina. Let's see, September looks like a, like a Gastrochylis, I think. I'm not sure. I know what that is. That's a, I've had that. Let's see. I don't know what October is off the top of my head. Don't know what November is off the top of my head. And December looks like a Macotes petola. We can kind of get the Macotes to show up with the reflection. All right, this thing that I didn't recognize earlier is a Calanthe. So this, which I blanked on, is a Hera retrocala. And there's both a normal form, which you can see here, blooming. Whoops, let me see if I can get close to one that's open, that's facing up. I'm zoomed in a lot. Can't find my finger. There's my finger. Ah. So this is the Hera retrocala flower. This is the normal form, and there's also a pyloric form. Here's another bed of Hera retrocala. And then that must be the Pusilla over there. Also didn't recognize in the month by month, but I definitely recognize it when I see the whole plant. Here's a little something. I don't know what it is. It doesn't have a QR code. Looks like an orchid. Maybe not. Hard to tell. Very small. Here we have Vanda lamellata. one of the month plants. They have all kinds of stuff stuffed into this display. Like there is a lapparis right here, just tucked under some ferns. So a lot of the orchids in here have little QR codes, but it's just been watered and the light's really dim. And like I can't read this QR code at all. So I'm not quite sure what these little orchids hidden under this log are supposed to be. So in the exhibit, they have lots of these orchids, mounted ones, hanging decoratively. They're not all in bloom, but some of them are, like this Hera retrocala is in bloom. But again, they have QR codes that you can scan if there's enough light and try to ID what you're seeing. There's what looks like a face over there, people taking pictures of. It's a really neat exhibit. And they have these big plaques, or no, I guess it's a wall display, talking about, here's an Anectochilus, which is a jewel orchid, a Dendrobium, Latia. Tell you about different types of orchids which are native to Taiwan. And apparently the ones here, Eulophia, the Spiranthes, and the Zucine can be found in the urban jungles in Taiwan. And they have what looks to be a little tiny Spiranthes blooming in a pot here. Yeah, they could just look like grass until they're blooming. All right, there's a lot of informational wall explanations, but I do like this one for the International Orchid Alliance, where they do flask exchanges. And apparently they have a memorandum of understanding, the MOU, with Kew Gardens, and so they can exchange these native Taiwanese orchids and raise their visibility. And I think that's really cool, you know, to keep these alive. They're disappearing from the wild through flasking. And apparently they're also cryopreserving seeds, DNA, but I love it. They have a doer here. Since I guess most people don't know how cryopreservation looks, but they got safety gloves and everything. Everything here is in both English and Chinese, because I understand that it's required by law to have everything labeled in English. So us foreigners like me can understand the information that they're trying to impart. So that's the native orchid display here. It's just amazing that they set this whole thing up in like 2 days. This did not exist. This was empty. This was empty on the day that we were doing judging. They were literally still setting it up.